And we helped.
Yeah.
Yep.
That market is way less grand than the grand market in Liberal.
Which one? Bose?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. I mean, this is more Roland than Bose, let's be honest. It's the first place we go to. One of our first quests is replacing a light bulb. This is totally liberal. Or, Roland.
Right, but I'm just saying, if you're going to call yourself the Grand Market,
Sure.
and the country right next to you has a Grand Market that's, like, way better, like, there is a reason that Turkey is the only country in the world that has a Grand Bazaar.
Okay.
Everyone else has bazaars.
Sure.
Only Turkey. Only Istanbul's is grand. And there's a reason that nobody else tried to get on that.
Okay.
I've been there. It's really cool.
I believe you. I mean, I know you've been to Turkey, so...
Yeah. Globe, real bad at haggling.
Oh, yeah? Is that true?
He tried to buy a shirt.
I would say I'm better when I don't try to do the language part.
Okay.
Yeah, like, he was trying to buy a shirt, and he basically got insulted up and down the bazaar.
No,
Wow.
just once.
Just that one guy. But that was that was
yeah,
a
no,
sick burn.
it was a sick burn. He did solid. He did solid
Yep.
as burning me.
It was,
But
you know, can I?
Yeah,
can,
no,
let me
I
see
messed
your
up.
translator or like translation book.
Yep.
No, go away.
Well, no, he knew English.
Yes,
he was humoring
he
me
knew English.
when I was trying to use Turkish
yeah.
numbers. And then he's like, "Can I see the book?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." And he goes, "Thank you. Have a nice day." Like, and it, it's like this is a guy who probably spoke English as well as I did.
Okay.
Or, I mean, and he was just like, "Dude, you do not get this. Get out of here."
Yep.
Because I kept staying the same price because that's what another place had told me at one point. But I was like, "Oh, I want to try and see it." And he just was like, "Nah, man, that's you can't just keep saying the same number to me."
No, that was the first number you said.
No, I thought I started lower.
No, I think you started at that number, and they were just.
Oh, yeah,
and
that was
that
my.
guy was
that
just
was
like,
my
"I'm
fault.
having none of this guy."
That was my fault. I'll do better this next time.
Yeah.
Well, I will and I won't. Some of the countries I'm going to, it's honestly just sort of rude to haggle over a certain point.
Well, yeah.
So, like, when I was in Vietnam, haggling was totally fine because it was like they're asking for like $40 and they'd go down to like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So it's like you kind of had to, otherwise you were just simply paying.
Getting wrecked.
Yeah. But in like places like India, where I'll be in Egypt, it's like both of those countries I can stay at a somewhat nice hostel for like less than $4. So
Right.
if someone says lunch is at $2, even though I can probably get it for like 50 cents, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not
and there's
gonna-
there's always some amount of rip off the American. Like that's
Right.
one of
No,
the rules.
it's foreigner tax.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not an American thing. It's foreigner tax. If
The
you're
rich
wealthy
guy.
enough to travel, yeah. If you're wealthy enough to travel, you're wealthy enough to throw a few bucks my way.
Yep.
And I'm not hugely against.
I don't begrudge that at all.
No, I don't either.
And also, there are some countries where, haggling is almost a social game as much as
Yeah.
it is trying to get the best price.
In Turkey, it was very much that, and I was not playing according to the rules. So
Yep.
he was like, "I'm not gonna play."
Yeah. If you walk up to, like, somebody's game of the baseballs and you demand a
Yep.
tee, they're like, fuck off.
So do you guys follow that conversation?
Little bit?
We're investigating.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Well, of course we're investigating. We have to.
There had to be some sort of mandatory, like, event going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we all knew the instant, like, oh no, the stalls have been wrecked. Okay, so we need to figure out who did that.
Right.
The answer is going to be some minor character that was hanging around in the background and probably didn't even have a speaking role. Because apparently that's always who's behind everything in these games. That's entirely based on spoilers that Slur has told me.
Oh,
Calling you out,
Slur.
buddy.
I think I know exactly what you're referring to. What were Slur's exact words?
That I had already met the final boss of Trails in the Sky.
Okay.
Well, but wait, that's pretty standard JRPG.
Not always.
A
No.
lot of times
Like-
you meet the final boss way before you actually fight them.
Right, but this was not like a, hi, I'm the final boss thing. It was probably, hi, I'm a minor character you don't care about.
Oh.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it was a twist.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
it
exactly.
wasn't.
Is it
Can't you tell from just like how detailed a character is usually? Like you're a
No.
minor character, but your like graphic detail is insane.
No, they all have like the same, because it's a sprite game.
Yeah.
Sprite-based game,
Oh.
so they're all like similar quality sprites.
That's true.
And
Yes, I'm
basically
sorry.
what I've been doing is I've been guessing like the same 3 characters over and over again.
Yes, I am sorry to break it to you, Brian, but the final boss is indeed Dorothy.
Oh!
I was
Some
assuming...
numbers totally broke the name rule this time.
Yeah.
That is, you are the first this recording to break the name rule.
What?
That's it. I'm
You
gonna.
called,
I'm
you
rattling
called
off your
Yui
social
by
security
his
number now.
family's
Did
name.
I? Oh my god!
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. I'm so sorry. Whoops.
You
I didn't
broke-
notice it either.
I've been feeling like we need to have a punishment for like the first one each recording to do it,
Okay.
but I don't know what it is. I was
Well, and
thinking
it's
for, like,
it's really unfair to do it after the fact since I've already broken the rule.
Sure.
Well,
and
no,
you can't,
I'm
you
not
can't really
saying
think
now.
of a midstream hazing. You know?
Yeah.
No. What I was gonna say is what we could do is whoever breaks the recording rule, we could let the forum choose what name they have to go by for the rest of that
Oh
recording.
god. But we're in the middle of the
Huh?
recording. Do you mean the next recording?
No, like they'll just pick a name, and from now on, when
Oh,
we record,
okay.
whoever breaks that rule first is then they get that name, and then we'll do like a sign off at the end and be like, I'm Uncertain Globe. This is Yui, and this is so and so.
Giant
Like,
butt.
and then
Oh,
the
boy.
next game, and then the next time they introduce themselves as that, but then it gets passed on the next time someone breaks it or something.
So
That-
do we keep the name until someone else breaks it, or do we just keep it for one session?
No, just one session. That
Okay.
it would get confusing if like if Yui gets it and then some numbers and I just like venomously fight to break it and like just for the rest of the entire recording
Right.
is something else.
Yeah.
Okay, so he
But
was
yeah,
selling
I've-
bracelets.
hmm And yeah, I've just been telling Slur that I think it's the lighthouse, or the
Okay.
the tower in the middle of Roland. That's the final boss.
Which one? Wait.
The one that Estelle's mom dies off of.
Oh, the clock tower in the middle of Roland?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's the final boss.
All right. Okay.
So we're going to find somebody who just like, has a dozen of these bracelets just all on his arms.
Probably.
Just straight up rocking these things. It's going to be very subtle, though. Better there's going to be a trail of bracelets like breadcrumbs.
I mean, the name of the game is Trails of Cold Steel, so.
That's right,
These
I forgot
bracelets are
about that.
probably made out of like shitty cheap plastic.
No, I didn't say that the bracelets will be the Cold Steel, but trails.
Right, but the cold steel, like I get the cold because we're chasing the case, right?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
if the
we have to-
bracelets aren't steel,
we
it
have
all
to make
it
sure-
all falls down.
we have to make sure the trail of the case doesn't go cold.
No, we just assume it's always a cold case.
Oh, okay.
It makes us feel like more badass investigators. Thank you.
Ruined. I guess he's in
Generally,
trouble.
losing your entire inventory would fuck you
Yeah,
up
alright.
pretty bad. I don't know why everyone's like really happy with that, because Reen and, you know, the gang really aren't going to be good at investigating.
I mean,
It's actually like a skill
sure.
that none of these people would have at all. Except Elisa.
Why Lisa?
Well, she's a cop with like 30 years experience on the force.
Okay. Just got pissed drunk and ranted at him all night. Okay then.
I've been on the receiving end of that.
Drunk ranting?
Yes.
Not by me, because I don't get drunk.
No. No, not by you.
Who?
Boys!
Okay. Alright.
My freshman year at
Oh.
Arizona State.
Nuts, cheese, bacon.
Trying to remember all the
Seeing a-
drunken like stuff that I've had said to me is usually from like quizzers or bingo players. Although not really bingo players, they don't really get angry at me.
What was Bill Radke like pissed drunk? Does he just like bitch about crossword puzzles the entire time?
Probably.
How do you make a real crossword puzzle?
He
That-
destroyed his
that seems
own
tough.
stall, so no one would expect that he destroyed my stall. It makes perfect sense.
It's the perfect alibi.
Yep.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a horrible alibi.
That I can agree with. I can agree that it's
Wait,
frustrating.
I forget. Was the other merchant's name Polo?
No, it was Heinz.
Missed opportunity.
I agree. Although Polo isn't like a name you would expect to see people have.
You mean other than Marco Polo?
That was his last name, though. It
Or-
wasn't his first name.
Yeah, so.
Alright, fine. Whatever.
Like, Japan.
Yeah, but their names weren't necessarily Marco and Polo in Japanese. I say necessarily.
The United Kingdom.
Okay.
Like, referring to people by their last name is not...
Oh,
rare.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we think either of them did it?
No.
It was a third party. Ooh, I hope there's a Scooby-Doo mystery.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is literally Scooby-Doo mystery.
Have we
Got
split
it.
up gang yet?
No.
Will we?
No.
Then this
sorry.
isn't Scooby-Doo at all.
Sorry.
It's their one method of investigating.
That's true.
Was there ever an episode where Scooby went with somebody other than Shaggy, who just
I don't
didn't
think
have
so.
any Scooby snacks, and hilarious hijinks ensued?
Maybe?
Like, I'm certain that's not the case because, you know, Scooby probably went with somebody other than Shaggy once,
Probably.
but that other person definitely had access to Scooby snacks.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the whole gang had access to Scooby snacks.
Yeah, but it would have been better if, like, just one time they didn't, and Scooby was just useless.
Sure. There's one group of people involved in this whole situation whose actions don't seem to make any sense.
You're right.
No, it's not whom!
The leader...
Is it? No. Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. Whom is weird.
Whom shouldn't exist. Well done, all of the United States, for getting rid of it.
I actually agree. It's obsolete.
It never had a purpose.
No, it did. Well, I'm not going to get on a linguistics rant right now.
Like,
Um,
I understand that it
Okay, so
involved...
whose actions don't make sense?
I was going to say the market manager, but I
Okay.
couldn't remember his name. The answer is obvious here, just pick it.
Okay, fine.
Like, that's some Dora the Explorer quality of, like, questioning here.
Yay! Can you see the clue?
You know, that's actually a good point. Those merchants just should have stood out there all night and just yelled, "Swipe or no swiping." Problem would have been solved.
Probably, yeah. Okay, so
There
they're saying...
may have been...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, like, there may have been 1 or 2 times playing Overwatch that I was saying to myself, "Sniper, no sniping,"
Yeah, okay.
because they were good. And I did
So
appreciate
basically what we're saying is that the provincial army has decided not to help the market at all because of the tax issue, but then they showed up and intervened in the argument, and that doesn't make any sense, so they must be behind it. I don't think our logic makes that much sense either.
that. Well, there is the argument of how the hell did the army know about what was going on to be there?
They might have known that the market wasn't open and heard the guys shouting. It's not a big town.
You can't hear shouting from that far away, like
Okay.
half a mile.
No, it's
It's
not half
not.
a mile.
Yay!
That's a small town still.
Okay, so here's the market, right?
Yeah.
Here's the
don't
guardhouse.
try to use...
No, the guardhouse is right here.
If they're inside, it would still be hard to hear.
Maybe. All right. Well, let's see what
Yeah.
they have to say for themselves.
Also, haven't we been over how the units of measurement in this
Yeah,
game are entirely fucked up and unrealistic?
Maybe. I thought someone in the thread actually gave us real, told us what they were.
They don't.
like one step is 10 feet
Like,
or something.
especially, the size of a town compared to
Sure.
anything. Like, we're not actually running through, an actual farming village here, because that's still, like, a 10-minute walk. At least.
Nice working. Nice thinking, Laura. We're students. We would like to learn. Please teach us. Please show us how actual soldiers do things.
But aren't we studying to be officers?
Maybe. I don't know. Still, Laura did a good thing.
Yay!
Laura obviously wasn't prepared, though.
Why?
No clipboard.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
Some people don't take notes.
You know what I call them?
What?
Useless. Like, straight
That's
up.
a
You're not
mean
going
thing to say to
remember
me.
it. Take notes.
I should.
Like, you're not going to remember it if you don't take notes, and then somebody needs to explain it to you again, and that's just a waste of time. Every time I've not taken notes, I've realized I should have taken some fucking notes.
Okay. I wasn't asking for a lecture.
My coworkers always get upset at me because I don't really need to take notes.
Yes, you do.
No,
Is it detail-oriented stuff you do?
some of it is. I take notes when I do interviews, but when I'm doing
Yeah.
intake calls, the other thing is, it's not my job to take notes during intake calls. There's another person whose job that is.
Well, yeah, in that case, don't bother.
I don't, but they always get upset at me, and the only reason I can think of it is because they're like, I don't take good enough notes, so I need you to take notes. And
Aren't the calls recorded anyways?
No, I don't record calls.
Okay.
And I definitely don't record interviews.
I don't
Because
agree
we
with
ask
this.
our candidates not to do. Why don't you agree with it?
Shouldn't the number one priority be protecting the public?
What are they saying?
The number one priority of the military should be enforcing the will of the region's ruling lord.
That's what their job is.
Is it?
That
Okay.
before nationalism, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, basically, under feudalism and empire-like structures, that was pretty much, like, the main reasons you had an army was, you know, to prevent the guy next to you from taking you over, and,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know, to enforce your will. Like, especially, these guys are basically acting like cops.
Right. But they're an actual military.
Right, because they don't have an independent police force because
Right.
that
Because those are over on Crossbell.
yeah, and that actually does take
Well,
a surprising amount of time to think about developing because you already
and-
have guys with weapons, right?
Right. And Liberal doesn't actually have a police force either. That's why they have bracers.
Right, but they're like, as far as I can tell, they're basically Marines.
Bracers?
Yeah,
No, they're more like
They are.
they're civilian police. More or less.
So well, those are called
don't
police.
they fight to defend the country in case of invasion?
No, that's what the Royal Army is for.
I thought that the bracers would do that also.
Well, I mean, but the bracers and
Like-
the military don't get along. Because the bracers are not military people. They're
Right,
civilians.
my argument is that they're not maybe officially militarized, but they're basically a different branch. That's sort
Okay.
of my interpretation.
They're the
of
Merchant
how that works.
Marines.
Ooh, well done.
Elliot's gonna do a thing.
That but this is
Yes?
some quality duping.
Sleuthing?
Not even. It's like the most basically one of the most obvious slips. And it's going to be, oh, they switched their stalls at night and you didn't know about that. Ho ho ho.
No, it's just that.
Right, but I mean what the actual answer is going to be. Not the obvious, explanation.
I'm not sure I agree with Reen's logic here.
It certainly means they have info about it.
Yeah. Well, yes. Which...
Yes, always.
Why wouldn't they? That's the big question. Why wouldn't they have a list of what everyone's planning to sell?
Because of taxes?
I guess?
Well, that's why you would. The reason why you wouldn't is because it's a hassle to keep track of paperwork like that.
Okay. But
Well,
is the
bureaucracy
conclusion that
is the thing of society.
But is the conclusion that you jumped to they knew what these guys were selling, so they must have been behind the thing?
That is a bit
That's
of a
what-
lead.
That's what
It's-
they're doing.
Well, it was a case of they knew it was at the stall, not what the person was selling.
No, that's what he said. He said that the guy from the Capitol was planning to sell accessories.
Right, but that was backwards. It was the
Out
other
of
guy who was selling
curiosity,
accessories.
if we picked one of the other things at the very beginning, would we have come to like
No,
a dead end and
we
then
just
had
wouldn't
to
have
pick
gotten
one of the other
the
ones?
extra AP.
And then inevitably,
Yeah, I think what happens is
at
one of the other
the
people in
one
your
where we're
party
at
goes,
now.
Almost certainly.
"No, stop being a dumbass."
Pretty much.
The game told you this.
Hello?
I mean, I could record it with picking a wrong answer, but it's more effort than I need to go to.
It's probably literally one line different, and you don't
Yeah.
get the points.
Yep. Well, you definitely don't get the point.
Well, yes. But, I'm just gonna say, numbers,
Yep.
you often don't get the point. tortured that one out.
Did you? Did you really?
Pretty badly, yeah.
No, I was talking to Elliot.
Oh. You should talk to me more.
Why? All you do is insult me.
I talk back.
Okay.
I thought that would matter.
I would. Alright. So, thankfully this part's super simple, because you just look at the map and you see the little exclamation point.
That does make things easier, yes.
You don't have to talk to literally everybody.
What about talking to literally everybody other than her multiple times because you were very drunk?
I
Is that something
appreciate
we
that
don't need to do?
reference. I appreciate that reference. That is something I will definitely do at some point. I will get super drunk and I will talk to literally everyone except the person I need to talk to.
But the person you need to talk to has the exclamation point.
That's true.
Unless it's for one of those invisible quests.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it all comes full circle.
Wow. So drunk that he made the cat faint?
Oh, it's Cassius Bright.
Okay.
Didn't he spend like the year drunk once?
Did he?
Yeah.
What year are you talking about?
I'm back.
Ow!
Okay. Yeah, he fell out of the call.
It
Oh.
somehow randomly, like,
I was
just
wondering why
went,
you were so quiet.
call has ended. And I was like, well, that was rude.
If he's drinking in
So
the
what's
middle of
happened?
the day, and he isn't Instructor Sarah, then he's not a merchant.
Marine?
Yes.
Well,
I knew it.
if he was drinking in the middle of the day and was Instructor Sarah, he wouldn't be a merchant.
That's true.